This smaller palette, I just have my greens.
A whole palette just for green?
Yes.
Is that because of the subject?
It's because green is it's such a difficult color. And also, I just felt like it was getting too crowded in here. I wanted to use as many greens as I needed. Cobalt green, green earth, viridian, something called permanent green, and then a slightly opaque green called Davies gray. The other color that I find really wonderful is terre verte. Winsor & Newton actually has it in two shades. They have it in a cool shade and a warm shade. And I found it to be really very, very useful. Green is a hard color when painting.
It's your favorite color.
It is my favorite color to wear. It's a very hard color to paint. One thing about the green in the French wallpapers is almost all of it was arsenic green, which is a very special and beautiful green, but poisonous. And then there was a very tender green on the walls. So the color I used for the walls is I actually used green earth. As a watercolor, green earth gave a really beautiful, cool, soft green that had just the kind of chromatic qualities I wanted, and then used the brighter viridians and greens made with Prussian blue for the scene outside. I did these studies of the individual figures. By doing the studies, I sort of understand a little bit about the organic qualities of the bodies and the kind of poses that they selected, the real concern for the silhouettes of the various poses. It helps me to make a different kind of contact, not just with the wallpaper itself, but with the actually anonymous artist who designed the whole thing.
Well, because they don't get any credit, really, do they?
No. There are very few wallpapers that actually have a record of the designer. It's always the manufacturer. We have the most important art supply of all, the paper towel. So one of the things we talked about when you were looking at my work was how there was some pen work within the watercolors. That's something I've observed quite a bit in watercolors from the past, that sometimes if you look at the whole watercolor, you'll see that in the background, the mountains will be outlined with blue, and there might be brown pen work on the trees.
But is that really specific to a time period? Because I'm not sure a lot of people associate pen-like strokes with watercolor nowadays.
It's absolutely associated with certain English watercolors of the 19th century. So one of the reasons I use the watering can is so that when I want to make a wash, I can put enough water into my little cups so I can actually make a significant amount of the wash.
You're worried about running out?
I'm worried about running out. I'm also worried about having to recreate a wash that has exactly the same amount of the color in it. Hard to do it exactly the same way again, to have it be the same value. I use a lot of these palettes during the time when I'm working on the painting. I just let the color dry in. So if I have mixtures, if I need to match a mixture, I can actually revitalize it with a little bit of water the next day.